My beloved child, I speak to you now with a tenderness that has traversed the ages and found its way into your heart. I speak as the one who formed you in love before you even had words to describe your own existence. You wonder at times if I am truly near, if I understand the countless questions that stir within you. Yet I assure you I am present in every breath you take. I have not forgotten you for even a moment, and my gaze has never wandered from your soul. Though you may feel unseen by the world around you, you are fully and completely known by me, and my affection for you goes beyond anything you have imagined. When life's burdens seem too heavy, and you feel weighed down by fears that you cannot put into words, lean on my unchanging faithfulness. Let me remind you that the same voice that spoke the universe into existence speaks into the depths of your spirit. I whisper hope when despair tries to take root, and I give courage when you stand on the edge of surrender. My love is alive and reaches across every season of your life, from your earliest tears to the dreams that fill your mind today. When you look in the mirror and see someone weary, uncertain of the next step, know that I see a cherished vessel of purpose, one whose worth is sealed by my promise. I call you my beloved, not because you have earned some special status, but because you were created out of my endless love. I knit you together with deliberate care, instilling you with gifts you have yet to fully discover. Take heart, for your value does not shift with the opinions of others or the fluctuations of your own emotions. Your value is anchored in my eternal nature, and nothing in this world can erase the truth of who you are to me. I ask you to open your heart to a deeper awareness of my presence. In the quiet moments, in the gentle pauses between your anxious thoughts, I stand, ready to comfort and to speak. Do not think I remain silent when answers do not arrive on your preferred schedule. My timing is perfect, though it may confound you. The very obstacles that test your patience are also shaping your faith. I see the tears you have shed over dreams that never blossomed and the hopes that seem to vanish with time. Yet I tell you, not one tear has been wasted in my sight. Each cry of your heart is like a precious jewel, and from those moments of pain, I craft resilience, character, and a renewed vision of the future. You have wondered, is there a plan for me that goes beyond these mundane struggles? Yes, my beloved, there is indeed a plan, a tapestry of grace woven through your choices, your trials, and the triumphs that wait on the horizon. Though you may feel ordinary in a world that celebrates grandeur, do not underestimate the significance of a heart yielded to me. Often, I use the humble and hidden to declare my power, to reflect a glory that is not found in human accolades. In your kindness to strangers and in your silent prayers, my spirit moves, pouring forth love in quiet ways that ripple outward into eternity. I invite you now to lay your burdens at my feet. The worries that gnaw at your peace, the unresolved conflicts that cloud your vision, even the guilt that tries to bind you in shame, place them all before me. I do not recoil from your imperfections. I embrace you with the fullness of compassion. There is nothing you can confess that would push me away. My grace covers you, lighting a path toward true freedom. When you stumble, I lift you, not with harsh condemnation, but with a gentle hand that steadies your steps. Trust that I am a safe refuge, a fortress of unconditional acceptance. Even when you feel most unlovable, know that my love remains steadfast. Let this be your assurance. Nothing can separate you from the shelter of my mercy when you turn your heart sincerely to me. I see your past, your failures, your regrets, yet I also see the transformation waiting to unfold. If you carry old wounds that have never quite healed, allow me to treat those tender places in your soul. Healing is not just the mending of what is broken, it is the birth of hope where there was only despair. I use every experience, painful or joyful, to shape you into a vessel of empathy. The scars that once caused you shame become the marks of grace that allow you to comfort others who suffer in similar ways. Surrender the memory of failures that echo through your mind, reminding you of every misstep. My redemption turns even those memories into testimonies of my faithfulness. There is no condemnation in my presence when you acknowledge your mistakes and seek my forgiveness. Instead, there is rejoicing in the heart of heaven over every soul that opens itself to transformation. I want you to see yourself through my eyes. You are precious and irreplaceable, endowed with strengths that can bless the world around you. Let go of self-criticism that paralyzes your ability to act, and embrace the truth that I have equipped you for each challenge you face. In the midst of scarcity, I am your provider, In the midst of confusion, I am the one who grants you clarity. In the midst of fear, I am the voice that whispers, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you." Lift your gaze beyond what seems humanly possible and recognize that I hold all power in heaven and on earth. When you feel the weight of loneliness, remember, I am closer than you can fathom. Though human relationships may ebb and flow, my heart remains open, ready to commune with you at any time. In your most isolated hour, speak to me as you would a trusted friend. Pour out your concerns, your joys, your grief. I do not demand polished words. I desire honest conversation. Even when you cannot articulate your pain, your spirit cries out to me, and I respond with compassion that transcends the limitations of language. Seek me in prayer not as a distant deity, but as a loving father who cherishes every moment spent in your company. My child, you may struggle with doubts that swirl in your mind, whispering that perhaps I have abandoned you or that your faith is misplaced. Yet consider how I have sustained you through past trials. Reflect on the moments you thought would break you, but somehow you emerged stronger. Those glimpses of deliverance were not coincidences. They were demonstrations of my unwavering commitment to you. Hold fast to these memories when the tempest of uncertainty roars. Know that as I have been faithful before, I will be faithful again. My promises are not empty words. They are living declarations that overcome every obstacle, shining light into the darkest corridors of fear. At times, you may desire quick fixes, immediate signs that validate my nearness. While I often perform the miraculous, I also work through slow and steady progress, through seasons that cultivate growth in hidden ways. A seed planted does not sprout and bloom in an instant. Patience is the fertile soil where faith matures. In waiting, you discover that I am more than a giver of gifts. I am a companion who walks with you, shaping your character and revealing deeper facets of my love. Embrace this journey with trust. Even the desert experiences have their purpose, refining your faith and teaching you to rely on me rather than on fleeting comforts. When life's challenges intensify, do not be dismayed. Remember that I too have walked the path of sorrow and know the price of suffering. I chose to endure pain so that I might identify with every hurt you feel, and in doing so, I made a way for hope to triumph, even in the midst of adversity. So when you face trials, lean upon me and do not fear your own frailty. My strength is perfected in your weakness, and my power is displayed most brilliantly when human resources are exhausted. Let your vulnerability be an opportunity to invite my presence into the heart of your struggle. As you do, you will find surprising serenity, a peace that defies logic, and a renewed sense of courage to press on. You wonder whether your life truly matters in the grand tapestry of creation. I assure you it does. The kind words you speak, the empathy you show to someone who is hurting, and the quiet devotion of your heart all resonate with eternal significance. In a world often overshadowed by cynicism and selfish ambition, each act of love stands as a beacon testifying to my nature. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of your goodness. A single moment of compassion can soften a hardened heart, and a single word of encouragement can redirect a life that was veering toward despair. Through you, I make my love tangible. I move through your hands, your feet, your voice. If at times you feel ill-equipped to be my instrument, recall that I specialize in using ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. My glory is revealed not through human perfection, but through hearts willing to be molded by my grace. Trust that if I have called you, I have also enabled you. When guilt or shame tries to cast shadows over your heart, look to me. I am the light that exposes lies and dissolves them in truth. My desire is never to crush you with judgment, but to free you from the shackles of self-condemnation. Open yourself to the cleansing power of my forgiveness, which is available each and every day. Let me remove the burden of guilt, allowing you to step forward into the life I have designed for you. In letting go of shame, you free your hands to embrace hope, and in receiving my grace, you become a channel of that grace to others who still feel imprisoned by their own regrets. I hear the silent questions you hesitate to speak. Will I fail again? Will my insecurities get the better of me? Will my weaknesses push away those I love or sabotage the destiny you, Lord, have prepared for me? Know this, I am the firm foundation that cannot be shaken by your fears. Even if you stumble, my hand is outstretched to catch you. My favor is not dependent on your flawless performance. It rests upon the sacrifice of love that has covered every shortcoming. Yes, strive for holiness, but do not despair when you fall short of perfection. Let each misstep draw you closer to my heart, where you can learn to rely on my guidance rather than your own limited understanding. My plans for you are formed in patience, nurtured in compassion, and completed in my boundless mercy. Acknowledge that life on earth will hold its challenges, yet within those challenges lies the opportunity to manifest my kingdom. When you forgive the unforgivable, you reveal my character. When you love the unlovable, you radiate my compassion. When you stand firm in truth despite peer pressure, you honor my holiness. Do not be discouraged when you face resistance or ridicule for choosing to walk a path of integrity. Even if the world turns its back on you, I will not. Remember always that the measure of your worth is found in my gaze, not in the shifting judgments of others. If you feel that you have lost the spark of devotion that once burned brightly, know that I specialize in reigniting what has grown cold. Offer me the embers of your heart, and I will breathe my spirit upon them, creating a new flame of passion for my will. Let your desire to serve me be rekindled, not through compulsion, but through a renewed awareness of my love. Sometimes you confuse my correction with rejection, but I discipline those whom I cherish, guiding them away from destructive paths that lead to emptiness. Accept my guidance as an act of love, rather than a punishment, and you will see how discipline molds you into a reflection of my righteousness. There will be seasons of life when the night feels too long, when every step forward seems to invite 2 steps back. During those times, cling to the knowledge that morning will come. My light is never extinguished by darkness, nor is my promise undone by any earthly power. Beyond the clouds of doubt and the storms of adversity, my faithfulness remains unaltered. Even when you cannot sense my presence, I am working on your behalf. When your strength is nearly gone and words of prayer escape you, rest in the silence of my embrace. Let your soul find refuge in the assurance that I am the God who neither sleeps nor slumbers. Keep in mind that your present battles will one day become your testimony of triumph. You will look back and see how each trial prepared you for greater victories. You will realize that your faith was not destroyed, but refined in the fires of difficulty. The very things you thought would defeat you will serve as platforms to declare my power. In that reflection, you will discover how I orchestrated every detail for a purpose far beyond your limited viewpoint. Grief and sorrow may visit you, but they do not define you. I am the restorer of joy, the healer of broken hearts, and the one who weaves beauty out of ashes. Lift your eyes to see how much I cherish the contrite spirit and the humble heart. In your mourning, I am present, comforting you with a love so gentle that it softens your deepest anguish. When you have no more tears to cry, allow me to carry your sorrow, to infuse it with hope that transcends your understanding. Let my healing grace mend the fractures in your spirit, shaping you into someone marked by empathy and wisdom. Beloved, consider how precious you are to me. Before you spoke your first word or took your first step, I was fully aware of your entire journey. My knowledge of you is not confined to a snapshot in time. It spans your entire existence, from your silent yearnings to your loudest triumphs. Your life unfolds under the canopy of my constant love, and nothing escapes my notice. Even your hidden struggles are clear to me, and it is in those vulnerable spaces that my strength can be most profoundly revealed. I call you to stand in the light of my truth, not in the shadows cast by your past or the labels the world tries to stick upon you. My voice is the ultimate authority over your identity. Believe in my power to redefine what others have labeled irredeemable. Receive the new name I give you: beloved, redeemed, called, chosen. Allow these words to reshape the narrative you've believed about yourself, for the stories of defeat you've carried too long do not have the final say. My words of life override every negative script. Quiet your heart in my presence and listen. Faith comes by hearing my message, and my message fills you with the substance of hope. Let each promise I've spoken to humanity become personal for you. I am your protector, your shepherd, your strong tower, your everlasting Father. Lean on these truths, allowing them to soothe every anxious thought. In the hush of spiritual communion, my spirit imparts a peace that surpasses understanding. Feel that peace settle upon your mind, dissolving the knots of worry that have occupied you for so long. In that stillness, realize you are encompassed by a love that casts out all fear. Do not fret about tomorrow. The future can appear daunting when you measure it by your own limited strength, but I invite you to measure it by my limitless power. Every day I supply the grace you need. I go before you, clearing paths you have yet to walk. See how I have carried you through storms you never thought you could endure, and trust that I will do so again. There is no door that remains locked when I decide to open it, and no barrier that stands when I decree it must fall. Have confidence that when I speak life into your circumstances, dead ends become new beginnings. If you carry regrets for missed opportunities, do not despair. I am the author of second chances. Even if a moment seems lost, I can bring restoration in ways you cannot predict. Approach me with a contrite heart, and I will breathe possibility into the places you thought were barren. My capacity to renew far exceeds your imagination. Release any lingering bitterness over what did not unfold as you had hoped, and watch how I craft blessings from the fragments of your disappointment. Child, you are never alone on this journey of faith. You belong to a vast family of believers, each with their own tales of mercy and grace. Though your path may feel solitary at times, the prayers of many intersect your life, weaving an invisible network of support around you. When you gather with those who share your faith, my presence intensifies in your midst. In unity, you will discover the power of shared worship and mutual encouragement. Embrace that community as a gift, a living reminder that you do not fight your battles in isolation. At the same time, remember that I transcend every division humans create. My love knows no barriers of culture, language, or tradition. Let your heart be enlarged to appreciate the diversity of my children across the globe. Each unique expression of worship is a testament to my boundless creativity. Do not let petty disagreements overshadow the grandeur of my presence. Instead, let unity and love guide you toward the immeasurable strength that comes from hearts joined in purpose. My message to you is simple yet profound. I see you, I know you, I love you beyond measure. Let this truth be the foundation upon which you build every decision, every dream, every act of service. When discouragement tries to erode your resolve, return to the reality of my unchanging affection. When you are tempted to compare yourself to others, remember that I fashioned you with intentional uniqueness. You are not called to replicate someone else's journey, but to walk bravely on the path set before you. In times of prayer, let your requests be made known to me, but also offer me your gratitude. A heart that remembers my past faithfulness is a heart that remains poised to receive future miracles. The discipline of thanksgiving lifts you above the clamor of daily life, reminding you that the Maker of the heavens is also the one who cares deeply about your needs. With each expression of thanks, you fortify your spirit against the negativity that seeks to steal your joy. Let praise and worship spring forth not as a forced ritual, but as the natural outpouring of a heart that has tasted my goodness. As you grow in spiritual maturity, I encourage you to cultivate a listening ear. Too often, prayers become one-sided, a series of petitions without space for me to reply. Pause, breathe, and let me speak to you. It may be through the gentle nudge of your conscience, through the wise counsel of a friend, or even through circumstances that align in unmistakable ways. I guide you because I treasure you. My instructions are not to limit your joy, but to protect and enhance it, leading you away from choices that would ensnare your soul. In listening, you acknowledge that I hold perspective far greater than your own. I recognize your yearning for a deeper sense of belonging, for a mission that resonates with the gifts and passions I have placed inside you. Know that I am continually unveiling that mission. Sometimes it appears in simple acts of kindness, in a career path that aligns with your talents, or in a sudden opportunity that awakens new zeal. Remain flexible, willing to let go of preconceived plans in favor of my surprises. Let faith be your anchor as you explore these uncharted waters, confident that I steer your ship with perfect wisdom. Should you worry about your capacity to fulfill the calling I place on your life, look at how I have equipped you thus far. Remember each success that blossomed from humble beginnings. Reflect on the burdens I lifted from your shoulders when you felt overwhelmed. Understand that my resources are inexhaustible. Where you see lack, I see abundance waiting to be manifested. Where you feel your knowledge falls short, I supply heavenly insight. Cling to the promise that I am more interested in your availability than your ability, for through surrender comes miraculous fruit. Be mindful also of the influence you have on others. There are individuals who watch how you handle triumph and defeat, how you treat those who differ from you, and how you respond to injustice. In every scenario, strive to reflect my heart. Let compassion guide your steps, especially when dealing with those who have wronged you. Show them mercy, as I have shown mercy to you. Let your words build rather than tear down, knowing that a single phrase can either inflict deep wounds or bring healing. If you lack wisdom in any situation, simply ask, and I will illuminate the path. I do not withhold counsel from those who sincerely seek it. Understand that my silence at times is not rejection. It is an invitation to trust and to listen more closely. Even in that silence, I am orchestrating solutions. Sometimes, I speak through the space between your questions, revealing truths that cannot be captured by hurried conversation. Let your devotion be unwavering when no immediate answer comes. Worship me in the waiting, and you will discover layers of intimacy with me that you never knew were possible. My child, I long for your heart to be a sanctuary of my presence, a place where I am not merely an occasional visitor, but a permanent resident. Yield to me every hidden corner of your soul. Let me transform your pain, your regrets, and even your most cherished desires. In that transformation, you become a beacon of light for those lost in confusion. Your willingness to be shaped by my hands can spark hope in someone who believes they are beyond redemption. Remember always that each act of obedience to my voice opens the doorway to deeper revelation, deeper peace, and deeper joy. Receive my promise that I will never fail you. Though the storms rage and the thunder roars, I am the rock upon which you can stand. The circumstances that once seemed insurmountable will bow to my will, and the adversity that once sought to crush your spirit will serve as a stepping stone toward a new horizon of spiritual maturity. Hold on to the truth that my grace is sufficient, and let this knowledge embolden you to face each challenge with hope that defies all logic. Breathe in the reality that you are surrounded by my presence. In the simplest moments, in the sunrise that greets your morning, in the kindness extended by a stranger, I am speaking reminders of my unwavering care. In the complexities of life that leave you puzzled, I am weaving a tapestry that, in time, will reveal its exquisite design. Let your soul rest in the assurance that not a single thread is misplaced. Even those moments that felt chaotic or meaningless will find their purpose under my sovereign hand. With each passing day, I urge you to draw closer to me. Practice stillness so your ears can catch the soft resonance of my voice. Practice humility so your heart can host my guidance without resistance. Practice love so your spirit becomes a reflection of my essence, shining brightly in a world haunted by shadows of hate and despair. As you immerse yourself in these sacred disciplines, you will discover that your inner landscape is transformed from a battleground of anxieties into a garden of peace. It is from this garden that the fragrance of my presence flows forth, impacting every relationship, every endeavor, and every dream I have planted within you. In your pursuit of me, do not neglect joy. For my joy is not a fleeting emotion, but a deep-rooted wellspring that remains steadfast even when trials assail. Let the knowledge of my victory over darkness spark laughter in your soul. Let gratitude for the breath in your lungs stir a gentle smile across your face. Let the anticipation of eternity's wonders fill you with delight. Indeed, in my presence, there is fullness of joy, and at my right hand, pleasures forevermore. Welcome this joy, for it is strength to your soul. If you ever falter, remember to come to me with sincerity. I will not turn you away. If guilt weighs heavy, if disappointment clouds your vision, let every burden tumble into my waiting arms. I do not tire of forgiving. My mercy is inexhaustible, reaching into every regret and washing it clean. Rest in my arms as a child rests in the embrace of a loving parent. That is how you were designed to abide with me, not in fearful servitude, but in a relationship marked by tenderness and trust. Listen to the gentle rhythm of my heartbeat, and you will learn that love is the language I speak over you. I urge you to resist the voices that claim you must earn my favor through endless striving. Indeed, faith without works is dead, but works without love are empty. Let your actions be an outpouring of the assurance that you are already treasured, already included in the divine plan. Your efforts to do good, to serve others, to uphold justice, all these spring from a love that first found you. Let no one convince you otherwise. My beloved, there is a day appointed when you and I will embrace beyond the veil of this world. Until then, walk by faith, convinced that I am leading you. Do not be dismayed when you witness the chaos of a fallen society. My kingdom advances still, often quietly, transforming hearts one at a time. Be my hands and feet in a hurting world, extending care and compassion. Find ways to bring healing where there is division, and light where there is darkness. In so doing, you partner with the heavenly realm, allowing my will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Even when your acts of kindness seem small, they carry immense weight in my kingdom. A cup of cold water given in love resonates into eternity. A prayer whispered on behalf of a stranger can shift destinies. Believe in the potency of grace that flows through you, and do not be discouraged if the outcomes you expect are not immediate. Seeds planted in faith grow at a pace I set, and they flourish in the soil of perseverance. Remain patient, trusting that in due season you will reap if you do not give up. I know the journey can be tiring. The weight of daily responsibilities, conflicts, and heartbreaks can accumulate, threatening to extinguish your passion. Yet even in exhaustion, come to me. I will grant you rest, not just physically but deep within your spirit. My rest revitalizes you, giving you the stamina to keep walking the narrow path. It clarifies your sense of purpose and expands your capacity to love. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that I stand ready to carry those burdens. Rest is not a luxury. It is a necessity for your soul's well-being, a place where you realign with my heartbeat. At times you may question why I allow certain sufferings in the world. My ways are indeed higher, and many mysteries will remain beyond your understanding during your earthly sojourn. But take heart in knowing that I weave redemption into the fabric of suffering. I draw near to the broken-hearted, and I empower those who arise in compassion to bring relief and restoration. The power of love emerges most vividly in the face of pain, reminding all creation that darkness does not have the final word. Keep your heart pliable, allowing empathy to move you to action, and trust that I will redeem every tear shed in sincerity. Let me also address your concerns about the future. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Nothing escapes my sovereign gaze, and no event stands outside the boundaries of my knowledge. Whether you fret about personal decisions or global uncertainties, rest in the truth that I hold it all. Even the most disheartening news that circulates through the world cannot diminish the hope I offer. For hope is not a fragile wish, it is anchored in the reality of my unfailing word. Be an agent of hope, declaring that life is not random but guided by the hands of a loving creator. Give me your anxieties, and I will trade them for peace that surpasses all understanding. Day by day, draw from my strength, which never runs out. If you feel your faith faltering, remember that faith is like a muscle. It grows through resistance. Each challenge can either weaken you through despair or strengthen you through reliance on me. Choose to lean into my faithfulness. My spirit within you bears witness to the truth that you are my child. You do not stand as a stranger in my courts. You dwell as an heir to my promises, sealed with a covenant that cannot be broken by time or circumstance. My beloved, let this be the moment you open your heart fully to me. Allow my spirit to refresh your mind, dissolving every lie of unworthiness that has lodged itself in your thoughts. Let me reaffirm the gifts I have placed within you, gifts of compassion, creativity, leadership, wisdom, and more. Each gift is designed to reflect a piece of who I am to a world starved for genuine love. Step forth in confidence, knowing that I accompany every bold move, every quiet act of service, every heartfelt prayer. You need not fear running out of my grace. It is a vast ocean, unending and ever-flowing. Drink deeply from its waters, so that your words and deeds overflow with the humility and goodness that point others toward me. In moments of doubt, remind yourself that I uphold the cosmos with a word, yet I stoop low to hear your whispered pleas. In moments of sorrow, invite me into your grief, and you will find comfort in my everlasting arms. In moments of joy, dance with the knowledge that I celebrate alongside you. Seek me not as a distant observer, but as the very lifeblood coursing through your spiritual veins. Come now, cast aside the illusions that you are beyond my reach, or that your guilt is too severe to be forgiven. I, the Lord of all creation, the lover of your soul, the Eternal One, declare you are deeply cherished. My acceptance of you is not rooted in your perfection, but in the perfection of my love. Take my hand and walk with me. Let the old be stripped away so the new can flourish. Let your soul breathe in a fresh wind of hope. a renewal that ignites your spirit. Come before me with a contrite heart, and I will pour out healing upon every wound you have carried. I will drench you in mercy, removing the weight of shame that has pressed upon your shoulders for too long. Trust that my plans for you shine with the brilliance of redemption, that each chapter of your life, whether triumphant or painful, converges into a tapestry of grace. Even now my voice speaks, inviting you into deeper communion. I am not a relic of ancient texts. I am the living God, aware of every breath you draw. Turn to me with childlike faith and watch as my hand moves in your life in ways you never dreamed possible. Surrender is not loss when you yield to the one who formed your very being. It is the gateway to the fullness of life, to a relationship where peace and purpose dwell in harmony. Let this prayerful message continue to resonate in your heart. Let it be the song that keeps you steady in turbulent times. Know that every page of your story can be redeemed for my glory and your good. Let your life become a testament that inspires others to believe in the miraculous power of love that I pour out unceasingly. When the trials seem relentless, remember that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. Stand firm in that truth. You are not forsaken. You are held. You are not worthless. You are valued beyond measure. You are not weak. You are strengthened by my everlasting arms. Let your confession be one of trust and gratitude, even as storms gather. Speak life over yourself and those around you, reflecting the creative authority that I have entrusted to you. And now, beloved, let us draw this message to a close with a holy invitation. Step into renewal. Open your heart to the fresh work I am doing here and now. My spirit hovers over you, ready to quicken new life where you thought there was only a shadow of former hope. Offer me your entire being, spirit, soul, and body, and I will fill you with a supernatural vitality that transcends your past limitations. Breathe in my peace and exhale all worry. Breathe in my love and release all fear. I have loved you with an everlasting love, and that promise stands firm through every storm of life. Let nothing convince you otherwise. My compassion is not a fleeting sentiment, but an eternal vow. I have carved you into the palms of my hands, and I hold you with unwavering devotion. As you read these words, may faith arise in the hidden chambers of your soul. May hope ignite like a flame that cannot be extinguished. May love envelop you, guiding your thoughts and actions, reflecting the heart of the one who formed you out of divine affection. You are mine, and I am yours. Walk forward in this unbreakable covenant and witness the beauty of a life lived in communion with me. I stand at the threshold of your heart, ever knocking, eager to pour out blessings that heal, restore, and uplift. Will you let me in more fully? My arms are wide open, my child. Step into this grace, rest in my embrace, and never forget that my love for you is eternal, unwavering, and unconditionally yours. Amen.
When the night feels like a heavy stone, and you wander through the dark unknown, when the silence echoes louder than your prayer, know, my child, I am always there. I've seen each tear that traced your face. I've held your heart in my embrace. Before you spoke, I knew your name. Through every trial, I've stayed the same. Beloved, I am here. I've never left, I've drawn you near. No burden is too great to bear. My love will meet you everywhere. When the world calls you by your scars, and you forget how loved you are, your silence, hear my song. In the waiting, I am grace. In the battle, seek my face. When the voices speak of your defeat, I'll whisper truth beneath their heat. No shame can steal what I've made new. My grace has covered all of you. So lay your striving at my feet. Let mercy make your soul complete. The past is buried, rise again. My child, you're covered by my hand. Beloved, I am here. I've never left, I've drawn you near. No burden is too great to bear. My love will meet you everywhere. Come rest in me, let fear release. I hold your life in perfect peace. No height, no depth, no trial severe will steal you from my heart.